Hey folks, I want to give you an update of a document in Word. We're on version, here we go, 39. And we filed a motion in federal court yesterday in the 5G case. The motion is on the screen. Here it is. Under 2021, motion for leave to amend complaint adding defendant Marcy Johnson from the DEA and a claim of lawfare. Now, there are no laws against lawfare except that it's racketeering. Capiche? So, the judge has a problem with my 30th claim of lawfare. And what's not in the document is more important, which is our argument for Connecticut 5G, which is basically the problem of the country started by Richard Blumenthal, U.S. Senator, okay? So forget that he took 18 bribes in 1 year, okay? But what's important is what's happening now, okay? So here we go. We have criminal judges in the complaint. There's 100. Well, let's bring that up. Hold on. I'm going to go to Word. When they steal this computer, they will have everything. Here's the 39th version of the complaint. Now, keep in mind, the judge is working on version 21 and complaining. Oh, 21's inadequate. You don't have a cause of relief. You don't have a blankety blank. That's not true. It's all in there, okay? He's looking at the 21st version of a complaint. That's a year and a half old. And the new one is number 39, and the new one has over 128 defendants. When I got to 128, I'd say, okay, this is defendant 45. Now here's 45A, here's 45B. So he thinks there's 128 defendants when in fact it's like, I don't know, 160 maybe? So anyway, we added one yesterday, and it's important. I'll tell you why. Now listen carefully. Corey Coopersmith is a plaintiff. Corey Coopersmith has patents for all the Mark Wahlberg sniper rifle patents. Okay, so here we go. In the movie Sniper, Mark's on a mountaintop, and the senators are knocking people off, and Danny Glover's in there as a hitman for, who would be the Chris Murphy of the day. My U.S. Senator. So they're just saying, hey, I got this recording. You had all these people killed in this other country. Like Murphy had Venezuela taken over and then took over Ukraine. Then the bribery started with Burisma, and the lobbyist is from Connecticut. His name is Leiter. I didn't name him yet. That's a kingpin, folks. The kingpins are coming last. So when you look here, and I added Marcy, listen carefully. After we went to the court, we went to the U.S. Marshals and said, you need to arrest Judge Manning. And they said, you're causing a disturbance, Mr. Flynn. I said, oh, really? I said, the stolen sniper rifles sold to the Libyan army were by Ron Chorch's, trustee of the state of Connecticut. And they said, please don't talk anymore, because once you notify them of the crimes, then they have a duty, right? So they have a duty. We're not arresting Judge Manning. Oh, we're not arresting Judge Manning. Leave the office, leave the office, leave the office. You can't record in the office, but what I will do is put my testimony down right here in the net. This is my affidavit, electronic affidavit. Those U.S. Marshals are dirty. Okay, good. I said that. And they're probably following me on Twitter. But keep in mind this. When Judge Manning replaced Ron Chorch's as trustee after robbing Corey Coopersmith and putting him in a coma, taking all his sniper rifles, loading him in a plane, and having the plane crash with Mark Stern at the wheel. Mark Stern was Malloy's attorney. So I sued Malloy in 2014 for $500,000 felonies. Judge Provader was appointed by Malloy. when Malloy was mayor of Stamford, Provader was chief counsel to the city of Stamford. So here we go. Stamford is a criminal enterprise. Okay, they want Sam Magliore put in jail forever as a whistleblower. So here we go. We have whistleblowers as plaintiffs in this lawsuit. There are 1,200 whistleblowers. So if you read the prophecy, okay, take it with a grain of salt, the whistleblowers come out and the whistleblowers are protected. Well, there's no protection for whistleblowers in the state of Connecticut. You have a target on your back. They sew a target on your back through the Fusion network, the Fusion system, the Bridgeport State Police, through Lieutenant Bedoin, through Philpott, falsifying warrants for Democratic judges like Truglia. Okay. Blatantly falsifying warrants. After the fact, can't produce them for 90 days kind of warrants. Okay? So when you look, I'm just saying, this is the writ. It's version 39. Updated it yesterday. All the people in the case there are important people, and there are less important people. But when you read the case, and the case number is 22cv01065, like for example, retired Judge Robert Holzberg, look on the screen. Don't look at me. Look over there. Stated that he will not consider the health risks of 5G. Hamden's Wi-Fi is 6 million times the legal limit, and Seymour is 2.9 million times the legal limit. Congressman Himes stated that 5G was safe, just like Russia collusion hoax is Jim Himes' product, okay? That's what he does. He's an intelligence officer for Goldman Sachs robbing America, committing mortgage fraud all over the state, all over the country, for the DNC, which is BlackRock, is the DNC, folks. And the mortgage mills are owned by BlackRock, including 47% of the land in Ukraine. So they want Ukraine to default on its mortgage debt obligations so BlackRock can take it over. The whole game here is the taxpayer sends the checks to Congress who fund Ukraine, you know, the Burismas of the world, and Leiter pays Blumenthal and Murphy, and Antifa pays Blumenthal, and Black Lives Matter pays Blumenthal and Murphy through Act Blue. Okay. Well, what's interesting is that, you know, here, DHS, Defendant 39, David Chen, skip down. Murphy's pissed that he's number 41. Because there's kingpins here. This is the district attorney of Westchester County stealing houses in Connecticut. He's their attorney. He's working for Hallstrom, who's the DA of Bridgeport. And they used to work together. So if you go back and find all the connections, look, here's CISA, defendant. That's Chris Murphy. Jan Esterly is in charge of election fraud for Chris Murphy. It's that simple. It's that simple. And Connecticut pays CISA. Ohio pays CISA. Connecticut's backdoor is the education network. UConn is basically the urinal of Chris Murphy. Here's a major culprit, Tyler Technologies. They hacked every town in Connecticut. They stole the IP address of every town clerk and every registrar. Tyler Technologies stole every registrar's IP address. Now they're saying the tabulators are not connected to the internet. The second biggest lie of all time. And that is David Kohler's lie. Denise Merrill lied for 22 years. Who's lying now? Stephanie Thomas. They're destroying the cast vote record every time it's created so they can cover up the fraud. Unfortunately, I already have it all backed up. So guess what? They don't know, and I'm not telling them. Here we go. So if you look at the document, Carl Cicchetti, he's a player, okay? This guy is the appellate court clerk who hid documents for Judge Bizzuto. Judge Bizzuto is a defendant in this case. And yesterday, she lawyered up. Hello, defendants. The Chief Court Administrator of Connecticut lawyered up yesterday. Doesn't get any better than this. You can keep going down. Who's Staple Street Capital? That's the hedge fund that counts the votes in Barcelona, Spain for the state of Connecticut. Paragon. Oh, wait a second. Let's give a brief explanation. Who's Seidel? Oh, you better look into that. Who's Innovative Solutions Ecosystems? They bought Seidel. Who's Service Point Solutions? They bought Innovative Solutions Ecosystems. Who's Paragon? Israeli Cyber Mossad, purchased by Carlyle Group. Carlyle Group, Wilton, Connecticut. Carlyle Group, Wilton, Connecticut. AKA Grenady Holdings. Who's that? That's who counts the votes in Connecticut, folks, and that's who's counting the votes in probably 20 states, maybe 30. Who's Leonardo Spa? Oh my. And what's Ravenclaw? That's their enforcement arm. Ravenclaw is a serious topic, and you should learn what it is before they use it on you. Carlyle Group, okay. Dominion. Carlyle Group is Dominion now, okay? Which is ES&S, poll pads, poll books, no ink, and all the softwares that you need to know about. Now, Stanford, Stanford. Darien, Norwalk, Wilton, okay. Who's this? I'm not going to say her name. You can go through, and here's one of the biggest culprits in American history. His name is Scott Bates. If you look in there, if you look under Benedict Arnold in the dictionary, it will say Scott Bates from Connecticut. Why? Because he violated the Logan Act working for the Department of Homeland Security under Chris Murphy, who is Senate Subcommittee Chair of the Department of Homeland Security. Should I leave you there? Or should I start naming the judges who committed treason? Oh, Alvord. It's Alvord with a V. Johnny, you spelt that wrong. Don't worry about it. DePentima. Oh, you need to know who that is. Criminal concubine of Chief Bright. The biggest treason artist in American history. Judge Bright. You need to put him in jail. Do you want to see his picture? All right, I'll save you. Connecticut, you're being saved. Videos, let's see. Let's go to videos. Judge Bright. Hold on, I'm just zeroing in on it. Nope, that ain't Judge Bright. That's a state trooper. Got a huge file on the state troopers. Oh, there's Judge Bright. It's not a great picture. It's this guy in the middle in the bottom row. He committed treason twice already. And he's covering up the largest fraud in American history. And this one did, right here on the left. This guy in the center, he did. This one did, here, the one on the left. And this one over here on the far right. Do you need to know who they are? Oh, they're in the document. The document that's on the screen. Oh, Bob Duff, Senate Majority Leader of Connecticut. He's in here. He hasn't answered. He got served in August of 2022. Okay, Comcast, AT&T, Cox, T-Mobile. Look, here we go. Defendant number 78, James Comey. We filed a grand jury against him. We're on our 10th grand jury. Oh, beautiful information. Last night, what do you need to know? Let's go to Jonathan Bubar. Hold on. You can't make this stuff up. Huh. Tell me. Yesterday. It was yesterday at 5 o'clock. What's going on here? Christopher. August 21st. That is correct. Oh, right here. Folks, we filed our 13th protection order with Jonathan Bubar. Look on the screen. Hi, Jonathan. All these CPO applications were denied without a hearing. Okay. So, plaintiffs in this lawsuit, 3 of them were threatened at gunpoint, and we filed protective orders with the Stamford Superior Court, 13 of them in a row denied. 10 grand juries, including James Comey, denied. What's happening here? I'll tell you what's happening here. CISA, which is the cybersecurity arm and infrastructure security agency at West 47th Street in New York, is defendant 80. CISA gets paid by every state to manipulate your voting record. Okay? They keep the dead people on. They're adding illegal aliens. Oh, it's awesome. They're removing all the voters. They're removing all the voters, folks. That's my math. And when you look at Dominion, okay, look on the screen, Dominion and Smartmatic control persons, watch. I'll make it bigger. That's font 12. Let's make it font 16. Dominion, okay, and Smartmatic control persons are on the board of CISA for Chris Murphy, my U.S. Senator, who just went to the Kamala Harris inauguration last night, got on stage and said, boy, she said, did such a great job nailing down the border. No, she slept with everyone along the border. And when he says nailing, he means, getting busy, getting jiggy with it. Okay? So what you need to know, Connecticut, is that if you don't read this document, oh, look who's here. Center for Civic Tech and Life. That's Mark Zuckerberg. Hartford received $343,900 in bribes. Bridgeport received $313,000 in bribes. Norwalk received only $51,000 in bribes. Hey, Brian Smith, what's up? You're the town clerk. How come you only received $51,000 in bribes? You blocked the Blumenthal race. You got to look at who's receiving the bribes, folks. 39 towns in Connecticut. Why did Annalisa Stravato take a bribe? What's Wilton got to do with it? What does Aaron Stewart have to do with it? How much did Aaron Stewart take? This is a very, very important defendant. Cavu. Do you know who that is? You should look into it. Tiana Epps Johnson. Do you know who that is? The Town Clerks Association, CTCA, criminal enterprise. Criminal enterprise. Bribery. Eric, oh my God, the Electronic Information Registration Center. You got to see who we added here, folks. We added Act Blue. We added all kinds of people. This poor guy, nice guy, State Trooper Trudeau. Hi, Evan. This guy's a kingpin, number 123, Thomas Gorman. It's all his fault. He's in charge of the investigation of all these other schmucks. Philpott. Oh. She refused a waterboarding complaint for a guy forced to drink kerosene and diesel fuel. Amber McReynolds. Who's that? The U.S. Postal Service governor who took Connecticut's 4 million illegal absentee ballots and mailed them out, many of them pre-signed by the town clerks who had their identities stolen. And the state police are still investigating. When I filed the complaint, they stole my car. They kept me busy at the counter. Oh, no, wait, I'm like, it's 45 minutes. Guys, what's going on? What's taking so long? Oh, I'm just dropping this off, folks. I don't need anything from you. Have a nice day. No, wait, Mr. Flynn, we're towing your car from the parking lot. And they stole my car. And they said it wasn't registered, but the registration was in the glove compartment. And it's good through November of 2024, this year. So what's going on? Grand Theft Auto. Keep my car. It's worthless. It's a Ford. Come on. So anyway, just giving you an update. Who else is a defendant in 5G? FBI Director Chris Wray. Why? Because they offered me a $90 million, or some of them said it was $100 million with interest. $100 million bribe from Richard Blumenthal, who is Richard Blumenthal? Well, that would be defendant number 1. Oxy bribery, 5G bribery, breach of oath of office, crimes against humanity, Hobbs Act, treason, voter fraud, counts 1 through 23. Oh no, I have to change that. It's 1 through 30 now, because we added. What did we just recently add? Let's go down to the bottom. This is a nitty gritty here. I mean, we added Motorola right here because 4 out of the 5 developers of the cell phone died of brain cancer. 4 out of 5. And the 5th one is dying now. So, count 1. No, that's not where I want to go. Racketeer. Oh, count 16 is beautiful. Ready? Racketeering, Influence, Corrupt Organization Act. State actors are a RICO enterprise. Mail fraud. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Trafficking in persons. Count 17. Targeted individuals of Ravenclaw. Verizon. Count 18. Threatening, 19. I want to get down to like 30. I mean, some of this stuff is just trivial, like, what should we say? What's trivial about this? Really nothing? How can the judge say there's no counts? There's 30. Oh, Mr. Flynn, you didn't put in the counts. They're right here. The Hatch Act. That's pretty big, folks. When you're running for U.S. Senate, Senator Carl Hatch of New Mexico amended the main provisions prohibiting civil service employees and the executive branch of the federal government to engage in political activity. So the Democratic Senate Majority Leader falsified a warrant for my arrest. I didn't criminally trespass. I had a court order to be there. It was my day in court. I didn't resist arrest. No, that's all bullshit. The video is clear. They jumped me and they pounded me into the ground. They lifted me up and slammed me on my head. It was awesome. Count 23. Under color of law municipal violations. USC 42 USC 1983. That's pretty substantial. Criminal penalties. Count 24. 52 U.S. Code 20511. The Attorney General of Connecticut, Tong, used foreign servers to manipulate vote counts. I think that's pretty clear. Tong is a Chinaman. He's in the Communist Party. All the top people in Connecticut, DeLauro, Hayes, Courtney, Himes, and Larson, have the Communist Party endorsement, just like Kamala. Count 25. 18 U.S. Code 2261, judicial stalking. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Extortion, bribery, and theft. Count 27, prohibited acts of coercion. Interfering. Yeah. 27, let's see. Public inspection of the Edison system. Oh, yes. That's conspiracy on Jonathan Buber, who notified me yesterday that my 13th protection order was denied due to this reason. Are you ready? The Oxy industry has a doctor named Ahuja bribing the judges. He's bragging about it. He says he bought judges, political, elected officials, police, and his brother, Michael, was caught with $18 million in his trunk, bribing cops from Texas to Florida and Connecticut. So here we go. Who's the head of the snake? Where the plane comes in, folks, with the drugs on it to Sikorsky Airport. Where are the drugs going? Pretty much to the General Assembly. Connecticut Bill of Rights. High treason. That's a bold statement. Tom Gorman has committed high treason as the chief administrator of the Connecticut State Police, who had my car stolen. 18 U.S.C. 2381. Gorman targeted U.S. Senate candidate with false arrest. It's that simple. See you in court. Treason. Hi. Treason. Whoever, war against the country, whoa. Oh, libel and slander. That's Ben Proto. Hi, Ben, chairman of the GOP. Damages sought. Well, I haven't really gone into the damages. But I asked for punitive damages. Is that not enough? Here. Genocide. $1 million. U.S. Code 1091. 5G is genocide. It has a nanoparticle that's self-initiating, self-assembly antenna called graphene oxide that interacts with the COVID shots and the antenna can turn viruses on and off. Yeah, it's straight up biotechnology. No worries. I want to get to count number 30. Let's see. Conclusion. Oh, I must have missed it. Oh, so here, this is the funny part. Really funny. The Assistant Attorney General, who's supposed to be protecting Connecticut residents from radiation, that's the law, is actually defending the criminals that are taking the bribes to radiate the Connecticut citizens. Now, this applies to every state. New Jersey wants in, New York is in, Florida wants in. There's about 5 states that want in. Okay, fine. Just send me the paperwork. I'll add it. No big deal. Now, what you need to know is the U.S. Attorney also is defending Richard Blumenthal, and they should be defending your right not to be radiated, and the right you have to vote, which is diluted by Attorney General Tong bouncing your votes off a foreign country's server, and it's criminal. So we're going after Tong, and we're going after Alvord, Depentima, Bright. Those are the judges. We're going after Meyer. Why? Oh, you gotta read the judge's wife's 90-page article on the God defense. In other words, if God convinces you to commit a crime, you can claim that you're not sane and not be held liable. Too funny. I think I should wrap it up there. It's just a 5G update about Ron Chorches. Okay? Ron Chorches, the trustee who stole the guns and sold them to the Libyan army through Mark Stern, okay, was replaced yesterday by Judge Manning, who's a criminal, and the U.S. Marshals refused to arrest her because no one will issue me a warrant. Isn't that awesome? I hate to tell them that when Connecticut took away my 25th Amendment, which was my right to have a judge arrested through a sheriff, they took away sheriffs, they gave the power back to me. So eventually, the sheriffs will get a warrant from me saying that I have a 25th Amendment right to arrest Judge Manning for criminal conspiracy because she robbed a man in a coma who was supposed to be dead, and now Corey's fine. You know, you can't make this stuff up. Oh, Matt's friends with Matt. Oh, what's his name? Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg is friends with Corey, and Mark Wahlberg has lots of friends, including the Don. Have a great day. So let me just clear that up. This is the guy, public enemy number 1. Look at him smile. Now, by the way, he ruled in the last appellate court case, and he wasn't even there. He was there, Suarez, or whatever his name is, and she was there. Oh, she's horrible. She doesn't understand a single thing. Do you understand what I'm saying, Judge? Yes. Oh, okay. So, who is Seidel? Oh, okay. You don't have no idea. Who is CISA? You don't know? Who's this? Who's that? She doesn't know anything. By the way, they never read the brief prior to the hearing on the brief. The brief is 47 pages. You should read page 20. Who's Hutan Yagubita? I asked this judge on the left, the judge in the center on the back. I asked this one, Alvord. I asked Depentima. I asked let me think of her name. I forget her name. Nice lady. Complete idiot. Shouldn't be on a jury. Shouldn't be a judge. She didn't read the brief. They have no idea. They had no questions about the most complicated case they've ever had. Treason. incompetence. They were made judges because they are incompetent.